Welcome back. All right, this one is going to be a little bit harder for me to kind of talk about. It's a little more personal. It does have to do with my traumas, but real quick, I feel like everyone just feels like their traumas run their life and they can't really get a hold of the person that they want to be. They're stuck in a loop of a constant affliction, almost like the Tibetan wheel of samsara. Um, but that is existence. We are here to learn from our mistakes and our traumas and kind of grow and teach others if what we learn so they don't make the same mistake and we can continue to grow and prosper as a species. Um, but with that being said, I feel like everyone goes through traumas. Like it's not specified to one person and it doesn't matter what kind of traumas have different kind of levels and the severity can be so extreme to somebody who had something so minuscule happen to them. It's not the event, it's how you respond to it that matters. All right. So, with that being said, uh, let's go ahead and try to get into this. When I was growing up, I was kind of a quiet kid. I didn't really get along with too many people. I was kind of like secluded by myself. Not only did I grow up with a speech impediment, it was so bad, like literally only my sister could hear me or understand me and translate for me. But with that, regardless about that, I never really fit in. Like I was an outcast, a black sheep, a loner. But then the time frame came around when I was around 8. I started getting physically abused by my mom's boyfriend at the time. Um, I still remember the first time. It was back when Burger King was doing a slime promotion for the Nickelodeon slime. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's a show where contestants got pulled on and they got to answer questions, and then a big ass bucket of green slime dumped down on them. Anyways, Burger King was doing a promotion for them, and they had like little green ketchup packets. But I didn't really get to eat. I got called into my parents' room, and that's when he started to abuse me. He made me pull down my pants and started beating my ass. I was so scared I ended up pissing a little bit. That was the worst mistake of my life because it just made the beating worse. I don't know what hurt more, the actual beating, even though it didn't really last that long, or when I came back out to the kitchen, not a single kid asked me if I was all right. And there was 4 others. Like I got 2 sisters and he has 2 kids. But that was the physical abuse ended up happening for 3 years. But this is where it gets kind of tricky. All right. While I was being abused, he would wake me up in the middle of the night and then like beat the shit out of me. But I used to also have to do a paper out for him almost every day before school. So when he would try to wake me up, I used to be like, oh shit, is he waking me up to beat me? Or am I going to have to run and deliver all these papers before school real quick? It got to so bad to the point where I started pretending I was asleep, not like breathing because I didn't want him to be able to see like the sheet move. And I just laid there watching him watch me sleep and trying to wake me up. It was pretty bad. I wonder if that what was led to some of my sleep paralysis because I had that a lot too. But besides that, that was from when I was 8 till I was 11. And then from when I was 9, I had an encounter where I was sexually molested. This one was by a female. And then again, when I was 10, I had another sexual encounter, but this time it was a guy. I don't really say too much about that. Nothing like really happened, but it was just a weird encounter. I didn't know how to process any of that. I was way too young to get like all that thrown at my face. Regardless of me not knowing how to deal with it within my own mental, I couldn't ask anybody about it, tell anybody about it. So I was completely alone in school. I barely had any friends. Anyone who knew me knows I was very, very quiet and I kept to myself. I always heard people making fun of me too. It was bad. I did not enjoy school. I did not have a good time. I was very, very suicidal. I was suicidal for, I like to go ahead and hit the numbers because it sounds a lot. 4,380 days. For those who don't know, that is about 12 years from the time I was 8 till the time I was 20. I was riddled with deep depression, obviously because I was suicidal. And I had extreme social anxiety. Like, I didn't want to be around anybody. Those were my formative years, though. So from the time I was 8 till I was 20, that was everything that occurred. That is not all the traumas that occurred in my life. There is more. But that was what really like ingrained who I am as a person. So that's why I wanted to really get all those in there. But then after I was 20, when I was working in the oil field on a drilling rig, I ended up having 2 DUIs. I ended up having my $68,000 truck taken from me. I was 302'd. I have been held up at gunpoint and mugged. And yeah, not only that, not sure if I already said that, but I was 302'd as well. Anyone who doesn't know what 302 is a mental evaluation against your will. So I had all that in my life take place. I didn't really know how to process any of it. I stuck to myself. I got really heavily into drugs. Any kind of escapism, really. Drugs, porn, or just naturally suicidal ideation. But I do not recommend going the drug route, even though, yes, it did help me. It kind of prolonged my healing process, all right? Especially because I was doing it to escape. It wasn't until I started noticing that it helped me that I started using it appropriately and used it to heal. My main 3 that I do use, and I probably will still always use, is weed, shrooms, and acid. Everything else you don't really need. I dabbled in it, but that's not the point. But after all that, I got to a point where I didn't want to like be me anymore. I felt like I didn't belong in this world or in my body. So I did end up trying to find a way out. Anyway, I did some horrible things that I wish I could take back. I stolen from people. I betrayed people's trust. Yeah, but with that being in like hindsight, I'm able to see that I had to go through all those experiences to get the mindset that I have now. Even though all that was shit, I really appreciate the mindset I have now. So say the entire existence of this reality had to get started over and I had to redo everything, I would systematically try to do everything the same exact way so I can end up having this mindset. That's how powerful I feel about this mindset, because it completely transformed my entire life. And in all honesty, I have only the grace of God to commend for that, because I finally noticed grace about like 9 years ago or 10 years ago, when my entire life just like fell apart. That's when my $68,000 truck got taken and I got 302'd. I ended up pretty much running away from my issues. And that's the first time grace actually entered my life. I don't want to get too much into that right now. I will make another video that really goes in depth on that, because when grace actually touched my life, I kind of went back and like started taking care of everything that needed to, because I noticed life wasn't what I thought it was. And that's because of my traumas. My traumas skewed my perception. So I feel like traumas kind of steal our sense of play, and being able to recognize who we truly are. It wasn't until I actually quit my my 6-figure job, that I really got time to dedicate to myself and figure out where my mind really was. I know everyone's not going to have that time frame or that leisurely time. If you do have issues and like you need help, please seek people. Therapy is awesome. Like I said, I don't really condone drug use, even though I do it. You probably won't get the same results that I do. That's why I don't condone it. But therapy, friends, teacher, counselors, anybody, find help, because people are there ready to help you. It was only my fear that I didn't think that people were actually going to be there for me. And still, I still kind of fight with that. But the trauma is not how you were supposed to see reality. It's a false pretense. And luckily, when you actually start noticing grace in your life and start listening to it, yes, you do have to get quiet to understand where grace is coming from. Truth starts coming through. And this truth, you can't deny it. Like, it's so eye-opening, it changes your reality. And that's all you have to really look forward to. And I use that to literally guide my life for the past like 7 years. And it's served me well, I think. Like, I haven't worked for about approaching for 2 years now. Like, I've been just coasting on what I saved up. And I am at a mind state where I am at peace. All right. Like, I don't really feel like my trauma's coming back and attacking me anymore. But you do have to kind of go through them and find the silver linings and like the knowledge that's held within them. Otherwise, you're going to keep on trying to repress them. And when you repress them, they just keep on trying to fight their way back up. And that's not what you're trying to do here. I hope this was useful. I don't know if it was. I just felt like I had to get this out, mainly because I did show like the 13 pages that I had in my first video, and this was just a little bit of some of the stuff I went through. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All right, enjoy.